You can always tell a tradie by their hands. They've got scratched up knuckles, dry skin, and they always look like they've been grafting. If that's you, you know how much of a pain it is. The right work gloves can make all the difference, but we're seeing so many people pick the wrong ones for them or ignore them completely. This is an absolute recipe for disaster. So why should you be picking work gloves over regular gloves, and what do you need to look out for when buying? The first and most important benefit is your safety. Could you do your job with no fingers? Work gloves have been purpose-built for the job. Whether you're handling heavy objects or sharp tools, the better the glove, the better prepared you're going to be. Always ensure you're checking your glove rating against the safety standards to make sure that the glove has everything that you're going to need on site. So you're going to want to make sure that you're looking for things such as reinforced knuckles, padded palms and textured grip to make sure that you've got absolute control in any condition on the site. When it comes to your hands, there's no point taking a risk with something that is so vital to your career. If you protect your hands, you're protecting your income. The next thing you want to consider is the fit of the glove. It is super important that these fit properly. You always want to make sure your glove is nice and snug and it goes on and off nice and easily as well. If these gloves end up being too small, you'll lose all your movement in them. If they're too big, you'll find that you'll catch yourself snagging on things and you'll lose that grip as well. If you're a brickie or a roofer, for example, you can't afford to be sacrificing on grip. And if you're an electrician, if your gloves are too small and you've got no movement in them anyway, then you really don't want to be dealing with the fiddly little wires and things that you've got to be doing if you can barely move your fingers. If convenience is important to you, which I'm sure it is, then the fit, as I say, is super important. You have to be able to get in and out of the glove. And also if you're working with screens on site and you're normally finding at the moment that you've got to take your work glove on and off to access your phone, your iPad, whatever you're using, get yourself a pair with touchscreen compatibility to just save you having to take them on and off the whole time. Now for me, comfort is key. I'm sure it is for you as well. So it's super important to take into account what your job role is when you're picking your gloves. Are you going to be outside a lot? Are you going to be dealing with water? For example, if you're out in the cold, get yourself a pair with more thermal protection. If you're a plumber, you're a gardener, always out getting your hands in and around moisture, that's when you're going to want some waterproof gloves. There are so many pairs to pick from that it's 100% going to be the perfect pair for you out there somewhere. You just need to have a little look around, have a browse and find the pair that's right for you. So now it's time to consider durability versus cost. Now it is tempting to save money, but you have to remember that these gloves have been specifically designed to last in the environment that you're working in. And it might be tempting to save a few quid, but for the sake of an extra couple of pounds, you can get a pair that's going to last far, far longer in your environment, and you'll find you're buying gloves a lot less frequently. The key takeaway from this, and the main thing to remember, is that you always wear work gloves. They're probably cheaper than you think, and they don't just protect your hands, they're protecting your livelihood. You can check out our full and extensive range of work gloves at its.co.uk.